Welcome to SWVA down near Poole, where we're going to do another one of our auction reviews. We're going to do our usual thing of have a quick look at a few cars and then follow them as they go through the auction. And particularly, we've got quite a selection of Grand Tourers down here today. Jaguar XKRs, TVR, there's some Mercedes behind me there. There's some real crackers and not for big money. So there could be a bargain for you here. And to answer the question a lot of people ask, what's the buyer's premium? It is 10% plus VAT, so we'll add that into the final figure as they go through the auction. So keep watching to see what bargains we found.
I'm going to be up front, I don't like it. This is 1974 Ford Escort 1300L, knocking out a tarmac shredding 56 horsepower, and somebody's messed with it, to be honest with you. I'm not sure where all this police stuff come from. It's got certainly quite a lot of patina on it, and so's the car. Some of the shut lines ain't great. There's a bit of rust coming around the edge of the panel. You get me vibe on this one. And the wheels, what on earth were you thinking? I don't know if they're banded ones, but they've got the tyres that look a bit stretched for the rim. No, just no. It needs regional wheels put on it, get rid of all this police crap off it, and just make it into a nice period car. It just looks wrong. I don't like it, if you had noticed. It's estimated £3,000 to £5,000. I think if it was standard it'd probably be more than that. Let's see how it gets on.
4,000 man, I'll take 100 man bids down. 4,000 man, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 4-5. 4-4, 4-5 online, fresh bidder, 4-6 in the hall, 4-6. 4-6, 4-6, you want 4-7 Ben? 4-6, 4-6, have you not bid in that one? 4-6, 4-6, 4-7, 4-8, 4-9, 5,000 man, 5-1, sold ticket on, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 5-6, 5-7, 5-7, 5-8, 5-8, 5-9, level 6,000 man, 6-1, 6-1, he's been all the way at 6-1. Do you want 6-2? No? You sure? You've been all the way 6-1. It's away at 6-1. He just wants to play with the siren, don't you? 6-1 there for the first. 6-1 there for the second. Hammers up. 6-1. Your number, please, sir.
And these are the proud new owners who took it off for a new life on the Isle of Wight. And yes, I did tell them what I thought of it. If you think of buying a Capri, don't buy one of these instead. Bear with me, I'll explain. This is a 2004 Jaguar XKR. It has got a 400 brake horsepower, 4.2 litre supercharged V8, 6-speed automatic gearbox to back it up. The registration plate stays with it, L3AKR. It's done about 120,000 miles, this particular model. Nice leather interior, walnut dash. Service history. The only downside is the MOT expired just over a year ago in February 24. Now the reason I say you should buy one of these instead of a Capri, this is estimated at just £2,500 to £3,500, and when you compare it to what a Capri will cost you nowadays, this has got to be a better buy, surely? Don't know, tell me what you think in the comments, but in the meantime we'll see how we got on at auction.
Take a 50 at 3,450 in the hole at 3,450. At 3,450, well, a bit in the hole at 3,450. Cheap guy here at 3,450. Well, that's a bit in the hole then at 3,450.
Some call it a Karmann Ghia. I think of it as a Volkswagen Beetle in a posh frock. Probably a bit harsh, but that is what it is underneath. VW Beetle, 1964 this is from. Looks reasonably sort of bodily wise fairly tidy, but it's got what they sort of call the rat look, which back in the day I used to call scruffy, but hey, times change. It doesn't look a bad thing. If you take it for what it is, yeah, it's fine. I think if you were to go in to restore it, you'd probably spend an awful lot of money on paint in the interior. It's showing these American style plates, but interestingly, laying in the back is a proper UK number plate for when you get pulled over. It's been in ownership for 18 years, so it's obviously been loved, and it's only done about 2,000 to 3,000 miles in that time, so it really hasn't done a lot of work. Estimate wise, it's up to £6,000 to £7,000. Yeah, I think it'll probably do that. These aren't that common anymore. Being left-hand drive might dink it a bit, but hey, let's see what the bidders had to say.
At 7-7, 7-8 online, 7-8, 7-8, 7-8 online, 7-8, 7-9 on the telephone. At 7-9, £8,000 online, at £8,000, at £8,000, at £8,000. He shakes it out on the telephone. At £8,000 it's online then, at £8,000. Are you absolutely sure you've been all the way? At 8.50. Cheeky, but I'll take it. At £8,050. 8-1 online. At 8-1. At 8-1. Do you want to go again? You've been all the way. At 8-1 it's online. At 8-1 it's online now for the first. At 8-1 it's online then for the second. Hands up. 8-1 is
Big, isn't it? But I haven't gone completely off piece this time, because I wouldn't normally do something like this, but this Silver Spur is a bit special. It's done just 6,315 miles from new and has just one owner. As they say, where are you going to find another? It is in incredible condition. Having a look round, you look inside, you could be in a Rolls Royce showroom back in the 80s. Big old barge of a car. What's the money on it? Estimated 20 to 30,000. Things like this don't come to market very often, so it's very difficult to know where to pitch it. But as ever, let's see how he got on.
at £15,000, 16 the whole, 17 on commission. At £17,000, at £17,000, at £17,000, 18 the whole, 19 on commission. At £19,000, at £19,000, at £19,000. Well, that's the bid then. On my commission, at £19,000.
If you fancy some half-timbered motoring, what better than a Morgan? This is a 1992 plus 4 4-seater, and it's one of those that's really sort of ideal for passengers, rear seats that have been amputated just above the knee. It's done just 29,000 miles, and it looks really tidy, nice walnut dash. It's got the Rover 2-litre twin cam engine in it, and it's a Morgan. The styling's not going to change, is it? It is what it is. It's got a really big history file with it, apparently. Yeah, I quite like it. I think it's quite a fun thing. Estimated £10,000 to £12,000. To be honest, you could buy it, have a couple of years fun out of it, and you probably get your money back. But let's see where the market is for these cars at the moment.
£15,000 to round it up, or carry on taking £100 bids. Can you do that? Take a 50, round it up to 50, but we'll carry on taking hundreds. £15,000. I'm going to take 50,050 then. At 50,050. 15-1. 15-1. 15-1. 15-1. In the hole 15-1. Do you want a 50, sir? A 15-1 is in the hole of 15-1 there for the first. I'll take 100 again now. At 15-1 there for the second. Hammers up. 52, late breaker. At 52, 15-3. Going on forever, this is. At 15-3. At 15-3. It's in the hole of 15-3. At 15-3. In the hole of 15-3 there for the first. At 15-3 then for the second. Hammers up. 15-3 in the hole. Number 61. Thank you, sir.
Now, I like these cars. It makes me look big. Yes, of course, it is a Fiat 500, but it's an L for Lusso, so it's not the base model, it's the posh one. And it's a really nice thing. Got a picnic basket on the back, looks very period. It's obviously been restored at some point. It's got the original 499cc engine, so you're not going to break any speed records with it. And being from 71, it's one of the last. So, you know, a couple of years later, you'd have had the Fiat 126. So, cute little thing. It's showing 41,000 miles, but the car this age, without any warranted history, you're not going to be quite sure exactly what's gone on there. But it's a nice little thing, really. Estimate wise, £7,500 to £8,500. Yeah, I think there's still quite a lot of love for these things. Let's see how it gets on.
75, 75, 75. Is it present for the wife? 75, 7750, 7750, 7750. I don't want it. 7750. Do you want 8? 8,000 man, 8,000 man, 8,000 man. I'll take 100 man bids now at 8,250. Then sorry, 8,250 online. 8,350, 8,250. We're close at 8,250. 8,250. It's going to be a provisional at 8,250. I don't think the owners are about at 8,250. Provisionally 8,250. Provisional.
Got a couple of TVRs for you this time, and they're each end of the scale really. They're both Chimeras. This is what I'd say is the bottom end of the scale, unfortunately. As you might be able to tell in the pictures, it has got a nice layer of original barn fine dust. Comes from 1995. Originally cost £28,900 back then. It's done about 80,000 miles, and the question you're asking is, well, how long has it been off the road? Well, it last had an MOT in 2010 and it's been off the road since 2011. I've had a look around. It does look a little bit tired. I think the paint will come up. The interior does need a good feed. It's beige leather, but it's okay, but it's going to need some work. Of course, the big unknown with these is the chassis, and if you've got to replace that, you're into big money. So let's see how it got on. It actually had no estimate, so it's just going to go to the highest bidder.
5-5 on commission, 5-5 on commission there for the first, 5-5 on commission there for the second, the hammer's going up, 5-5 on commission.
And this is the one at the other end of the TVR Chimaera scale. This 1999 model is spot on really. It's done 26,000 miles, so that's really not a lot, is it? What's that, 1,000 a year since it was built? It's got a comprehensive history. It's one good thing with it, it's had recent tyres. Now, quite a lot of these cars that haven't done a lot of miles are sat on very old tyres, so that's something you haven't got to consider. It's got a lovely red leather interior. Just, I can't say anything to criticise really, as much as I usually like to. Estimate wise, 11 to 13,000. And let's see how it gets on, but let me know in the comments, would you have bought the cheaper one that needs a bit of work, or would you have gone for this one that, you know, is turnkey and ready to go? What's your thoughts?
6 online, 11.6, 11.850 off commission, at 11.850, 11.850, 12 ones online. I'll take £100 bids now, 12 1, and I've got 12 2 on my commission, at 12 2, at 12 2, on my commission, but at 12 2 please, at 12 2. At 12 2, 12 3's online, 12 3, 12 3, with the bids online at 12 3. At 12 3, not to my commission, but out at 12 3. Anyone else want to have a go on the Chimaera at 12 3? 12 4 by the door. Fresh bidder, sir. At 12 4, 12 5's online, 12 6 is in the hall. At 12 6, at 12 6 in the hall at 12 6. Against you online, he's out. At 12 6, the bid is yours, sir. At 12.6 is in the hall. We'll have to ring him, but we're not far away. At 12.6 is in the hall. That's the bid. Original 12.6. 125. Thank you.
If you're a regular viewer to the channel, you know I'm going to have a kit car moment. But bear with me, this one's a bit different. It is a Robin Hood, and these are really known for Ford-based mechanicals, but this is a very early Robin Hood, and it's based on Triumph mechanicals. It's got a Toledo 1300 engine, and it's got a Dolomite 1500 box. It looks really tidy, and this is quite a small car compared to the later ones, like the one I've got, based on Sierra components. They've got the same track, so they're quite wide. This one is quite a narrow body, so it does look very close to that original Caterham style. This one's had a great mechanical overhaul in the last couple of years. It's got full weather gear with it, so you can use it wherever you want. And because it's a pre-SWVA car, I believe, I'm 99% certain, this will be eligible for being tax exempt and MOT exempt, which obviously makes it cheaper motoring on the tax side. And estimate wise, 2,500 to 3,500. Yeah, I think you should do that. Older kit cars can sometimes be a bit of a struggle, but let's see what the bidders had to say.
Please, take it 200 please. 2 I've got in the hall. 2 4 on my commission. At 2 4. At 2 4 on my commission, but at 2 4. 2 6 to my left. At 2 6. 2 6. 2 8 online. 2 8. 2 8. The bid's online at 2 8. £3,000 on my commission. At £3,000. At £3,000. At 3 2 online. 3 2. 3 2. It's a 3 2. Oh, we're all done. At £3,200 it's online. 2.
One owner for 53 years. Yep. From 1970, when this was new, through to 2023, had just one owner. You don't find many of those, do you? And yes, it does need a little bit of TLC. You wander around, the paint's a little bit variable. There's a tear in the rear seat. But overall, it is what it is. The sunroof, I'm sure it was a nice add-on back in the day, but now it looks a bit tacky, really. I don't know, you want something to take to the show field and have a bit of fun with? Yeah, it's not going to do you bad. I think these have probably peaked in their money now and maybe starting to slide away. This one's estimated £4,000 to £5,000. Be interesting to see how it gets on. It'll give us an indicator where these cars are. But anyway, let's see what the bidders thought of it.
3,300 34 online, 34 online, 34 online, 35 on the telephone, 35 on the telephone, at 3,500 man. It's going to be a provisional bid. 35 on the telephone.
There's several low mileage cars at this auction, and this XL 500 Mercedes is no exception. From 2004, it's done just 17,000 miles, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's had AMG accessories added to it from new. It's just dripping with everything you could want to add on to it. Obviously, leather interior. It's got a fantastic history file with it, apparently. Originally new, this was £82,000, and this time it's up for auction for between £10,000 to £12,000. Apparently the owner has just bought an Audi RS4, so this has got to go. Let's see how it gets on.
10,750, beautiful car here at 10,750. 11,000 back online, 11,000 back, 11,000 back, that is the bid. It's going to be provisional online at 11,000 back. That's the bid, 11,000 back.
I got a roasting last time when I commented that I thought RS Turbos mainly came in white. This one's obviously in red. I'd mixed up the Series 1 and the Series 2. You know, excuse me for not being perfect, but this one is rather nice. It's only done 52,000 miles. Looks really tidy inside the Recaro interior, where you normally get that wear on the bolster. It looks really good, and you know, we know fast Fords are good money. I don't think the bubbles burst. I think it might be leaking slightly, if I'm honest. This one was £10,174 when it was new back in 1989, and adjusted for inflation, that is just over 26,000 in today's money. It's had a recent major service where everything was gone through. About £1,100 was spent on it, so another car that's really good to go. It is estimated between £16,000 to £18,000. Yeah, it should do that. I'd be, you know, you're going to struggle to find another one quite as nice, and you know these have got premiums over the XR3i. But let's see what happened.
12,500, 13,000, 13,500, 14,000, 14,500, 15,000, 15,500, 16,000. On my commission bid of 16,000. Take a 250 bid please now, 16,000. Yeah, that's 16,000. Lovely car, 16,250 on the phone, 16,250, 16,250, 16,500 on commission, 16,500, 16,500, 16,500, 16,750, 16,750, 16,750. £17,000 on my commission, but I'll take hundreds. That's £17,000. That's 17,000. That's 17,100 in the hole. That's 17,100. That's the bid in the hole then. That's 17,100. And your box on 17,100. Well, that's the bid then. That's 17,100.
Yes, your eyes are deceiving you. It is not a VW camper. It is in fact a 1992 Subaru Samber. This one we've seen before. I didn't actually use the footage in the end, but it went through in July 24, got to £850, but I think that was provisional, so I don't think it's sold. Obviously it's got this nice little VW add-on styling at the front. Imported to the UK in 2016. Obviously it's one of these little K-car sized Japanese vehicles. In the back it's completely empty. If you want to make yourself a little micro camper, I think this could be quite a good start. Since that last appearance at the auction, it has had a new MOT. It's got a fresh one up till March 26, and could be a bit cheap, bit of fun. Estimate £500 to £1,500. So Don't know. Let's see how it gets on.
That's 13 outside. That does about 14 in the hall. About 14, 15 outside. Something it goes on 1600 pounds in the hole. 17's outside. 18's in the hole. 18 about 19 outside. And 19 about 2,000 pounds sat down. At 2,000 pounds, he shakes it outside. At 2,000 pounds. At 2,000 pounds. The bid's in the hole at 2,000 pounds there for the first. At 2,000 pounds there for the second. Are we all done? 2,000 pounds, 75.
This, for me, is one of the stars of the show. 1987 Toyota MR2 Mark 1. It's just perfect. It has done just 42,000 warranted miles from new. I remember a couple of auctions ago there was a red one here. I think it done 60, 70,000 miles and that went for 10,000. I thought we've hit the top there. But this one's estimated 12.5 to 15,000 pounds and I think it's likely to get to that kind of money. It's got the whole history with it, the book pack, everything else. It's done in the last 3 years just 255 miles and in some ways I actually don't think that's necessarily a good thing because these cars need to be used to keep them up fresh and running. But hey, let's see what the bidders had to say.
10.5, 10.5, 10.5, 11,000 man, 11,000 man, 11,000 man, 11.5, 11.5. That's the bid. Beautiful car this is at 11.5 and 11,000 buy. That's the offer. 11.5. It's big.
Another one of the grand tourers at this auction is this 1995 Aston Martin DB7. I think these are really pretty cars and this one does look nice. I think the paint could do probably a nice buff up, but apart from that it's good to go. Leather interior looks in really good condition. It's done just 70,000 miles, but it's actually got a mileometer in kilometres and the reason for that is it was originally exported to Singapore. I think it came to the UK in about 1999 and like I say, it's only done 70-odd thousand miles, so it really hasn't worked too hard in that time. It's got a good history with it, and it's got MOT through to April 2026, so tax it, insure it, and off you go. One thing you do have to remember, the underpinnings were basically Jaguar XKR from that time that Ford was involved. But regardless, people still seem to love them, and so do I. Estimate wise, £8,000 to £10,000, and I think if it goes in that window it's a bargain because a little while ago these were an awful lot more money, so let's see how he gets on.
750, DB7, interlake 750, 8750, at 8750, 9,000 and online, 9,000 and 9250 and all 95 and all 9750 and all 9750. I'll tell you what, this is cheap at 9750 and 9750. That's the offer of 10,000 and sold it on at 10,000 back. It's in the market now at 10,000 back. It's selling away at 10,000 and there for first, 10,000 and there for the second. Amazon, 10,000 back. We get them on the boat for you, sir.
Now here's something you don't see every day anymore. It is a Honda CRX de Sol, the Sun in Spanish, from 1993. A little bit unusual because it's an automatic, but this one is in really good order. It's done 71,500 warranted miles and looks 100% to me. It's got, the roof is what they call a trans top, so piece of metal from here basically ends up under the boot there, and you get yourself a little bit of open top motoring. It came to the UK in 2000, originally manufactured back in 1993. Looks like it's been really well looked after. It's got all the manufacturer's books, warranty book and everything. Unfortunately they're in Japanese, so you might struggle reading those. And it's got MOT to July 25, so it's ready to go. Estimate wise, £2,000 to £3,000. Yeah, I think you should do that. You're not going to find another one quickly. But let's find out what the bidders had to say.
£1,500, up 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, it's online at 4.5, 4.6 online at 4.6, 4.6, 4.6, 4.6, it's online then at 4.6 there, but the first 4.7, 4.7, you're leaving it late to £4,000, 4.8 online, at 4.8, at 4.8, the bid's online at 4.8 there, but the first 4.9 online, 4.9, do you want level monitor? £5,000 online at £5,000. The bid's online at £5,000 there for the first, at £5,000 it's online there for the second, 5.1, late breaker again, at 5.1, the bid's online at 5.1, at 5.1, the bid's online at 5.1,
When you think Jenson, you tend to think Interceptor, but the Jenson Healey came sort of early 70s, and it was particularly for the export market. There were about 10,000 of these made in total. 80% of those went for export. Quite a nice little car. It's got the 2-litre Lotus engine, and we know what we say about Lotus, loads of trouble, usually serious. Owner's had it 8 years. It's got MOTs going back to 1990, and it's got what they call triple black. It's got black paintwork, black interior and a black roof, and it does look quite smart. A couple of little areas that are, I think, going to need attention sooner rather than later, but otherwise good bit of fun summer motoring. Estimate 4.5, 5.5. Yeah, I think we're probably in that kind of ballpark, but as ever, let's see what happened when it went to auction.
You've been all the way, sir. At 6.3 the bid is online there for the first. At 6.3 it's online there for the second. 6.350 late breaker. At 6.350 I thought he might. At 6.350 in all there for the first. 6.4 back online. At 6.4 it's online there for the first. At 6.450 in the hole there for the first. At 6.450 in the hole there for the second. Hammers up. You've got it in the hole. 6.450.
At the last auction, there was one of these went through, and I got a bit of a roasting because I said, oh, it was a great buy and all this, that and the other, and that one was a bit rough around the edge. And the other thing was, allegedly it was the wrong colour, it was a grey one. This one, Ford Imperial Blue, 2004 this one, and this one is a lot nicer, to be fair. It's done 95,000 miles even. It's got some good history with it. It's got the half leather interior, and these ones, yeah, I'm going back to the colour, but they always look right in blue, don't they? It's got the original book pack with it. It's had 5 owners, so not unusual for that age of car. Estimate wise, 1,000 and 1,500? Yeah, should do that, surely, shouldn't it? Let's find out.
£800 in the hall, £900 in the hall, £1,000 in the hall, £1,000 in the hall, £1,100 online, £1,100 online, 12 in the hall, £1,200 in the hall, 13 online, 13 online, 14 in the hall. I'm selling at £1,400, 15 online, 15 online, 15 online. He shakes his head at 15 online, 16 in front, 16 in front, 16 in front. There we are, £1,600. It's against you there at £1,600. I'll take a 15 to go on at 16.50. Sat down. 16.50, sat down, 16.50, 17 there, £1,700, £1,700, 17.50, 17.50, you sure, 17.50, 17.50, gets your next door neighbour, 17.50, it's away now, 17.50 there for the first, 17.50 there for the second, hands up, 17.50.
Well, I said at the start there were a lot of Gran Touras here, and this one is quite literally a Maserati Gran Turismo. It is the 2008 model, which means it's got the Ferrari engine in it, and it's backed up with the flappy paddle gearbox. So, and who doesn't like a flappy paddle gearbox? It's black on black, so it's got the black leather interior. It's done 84,000 miles, and it looks pretty tidy. It's been sat outside here, so needs a good sort of clean in the detail. One thing to watch on cars of this era, anything sort of post 2005 and pre 2014, I think, is the tax. On these, some of it can be £600–700 a year, so that's obviously something to bear in mind. What's it going to cost you? Estimates between £8,000 and £10,000, and from where I'm standing, it looks like quite a lot of car for the money. Might need some deep pockets if you get something go wrong with it, but otherwise, let's see how it gets on.
For the Maserati, take a 250 bid please, that's £6,000. I've got 250 in the hole, gets you online, that's 6,250. 6,250, 6,500 online, 6,500, 6,750 on commission at 6,750, 6,750 on commission at 6,750, 6,750, 6,750, £7,000 in the hole, that's £7,000, that's 7,250 on commission, 7,250, 250, 7,250, 7,500 in the hole, 7,750 on commission, that's 7,750, 7,750, 7,750 is on my commission at 7,750, I'll take 7,750. 7,750, well that's the bid there for the Maserati at 7,750. I think it's a stinking cheap, this car, great value for money at £7,750. That's the bid.
Well, that's another auction over and done with down here at SWVA, and as ever I'm very kindly joined by Owen, who you saw there as one of the auctioneers and is also their classic car specialist. So as we say after many live events, Owen, how was it for you?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me again. It's a pleasure to always come on. For us, it's pretty good. Early signs are looking good. We've done about 75% in the ring, so it's really good going. For 101 lots, our biggest ever total, smashing work. There's quite a lot of close bids on him as well, so I think we'll get a few more away, so hopefully we'll be creeping towards that 90% mark that we aim for. So yeah, overall, good day. A few little blips within there, but I think most of all, you know, stuff made what I thought it would make, you know, and that's all you can hope for, really, I suppose.
Well, that shows pretty much you're doing your job.
Yeah.
One thing that did make a few quid more than you expected, we're leaning against here.
Yes, quite. Yeah.
Is this CRX the soul?
I mean, to some people, sort of die-hard classic people, it's probably not their cup of tea, but for sort of the slightly younger generation, like, this is a rarity. These were only made in Japan. It's been imported. It's a bit quirky. It's got a very weirdly functioning convertible roof, but it's a nice example. 71,000 miles from new. It's got all the history with it. Yeah, and if it went and beat its estimate, I think it made just over 5, and it had 2 to 3 on the estimate, so good result.
Yeah, and it's a nice, really tidy car, and the other thing is bringing that next generation into the classic car market as well, which is, you know, a great thing to see.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, as a young man myself, I hate to gloat, but you know, it's nice to bring other people into the passion, because, you know, it does feel like at one end of the scale it is dying, but then there is hope at the other end. You know, that sort of early naughty stuff is picking up. I think sort of people who are my age don't quite have the money yet, but, you know, just before that, people in their 30s, 40s, you know, are well within their rights to go and get something of that age. So, yeah, it's good. It's healthy, and I'm happy to see it. Yeah.
On the disappointing end, probably the Rolls Royce, the Silver Spur, with, I mean, what, 6,350 miles.
Every day that you get a Rolls Royce rock up with 6,000 miles from new on it, one owner from new as well. You know, it's a shame. I think that sort of thing now, there is very particular buyers for it, and they all have to be in the room at the one time for it to make the money, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's a shame, but, you know, it happens, and that's it, really.
And of course, as we all know, just because it didn't happen in the ring doesn't mean it can't happen in the sort of the week to come.
That's it. I mean, what we're doing a bit differently this time is we're doing a timed auction. So for the week after the sale, all the unsold lots will be going into a timed online sale. So hopefully get a few more bids through on whatever, and then they've got a second chance at selling. So rather than being re-entered straight away into the next sale. So that might be one of them that picks up a bit of interest. You never know. But yeah, it happens, you know, it's an auction, you can't sell everything. Yeah. You know, there's no auction house, I think, in the UK that's ever done 100%, so, you know, it's just one of them things.
And what we'll do is we'll put a link below in the description to those timed auctions, so if there's something you fancied or something we didn't actually see, you can have a look and maybe take a bid. So, as ever, time for your plug. What you got coming next? So, we've got quite exciting news, actually. We are actually introducing Automobilia auctions. Their first one will be held in June, so they'll be a bit different to this. There's no auctioneers, it's online timed, like the unsold lots auctions. But yeah, so we've got a massive load coming in for June, and then after that, I think we'll be doing them sort of just after a classic as well. So, yeah, there's sort of lots of bits and pieces to be sold, and then we've also got our next classic in July as well, which is looking like a good sale already. I've got sort of 25 to 30 booked in for that already, so it should be another big sale. So yeah, lots to keep an eye on, I suppose. Brilliant. As ever, thank you very much for your time, Owen. Yeah, it's always appreciated. And as ever, thank you at home so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please consider giving that subscribe button a click, and we'll see you next time. A 2001 Lotus?
I'm sort of making up as I go along. You'd never have thought that, would you?
Well, not really, no. Well, I mean, that's why it works, I expect, you know.
As I said to Bernie, don't mistake me for a professional.
Right, okay.
Can't even read my own writing. Oh, here we go, more bullshit. Oh, shit, I just recorded that.